Hello everybody, SirMonkeySuit here, back again with Parasyte. We're on episode 15, and in the last episode we had Shinichi's ally that he met over in like a different, I don't know where he was, like he was in a different sort of town, or basically he was out of town. He met this other guy who was in the same position he was, so yeah, he basically brought him back to basically investigate like everything that was happening with this private investigator that Tamiya had basically bought and used to get information on Shinichi and what was going on. We also had Tamiya laughing, so I don't know if there's a sort of like a if she is evolving or there's some kind of like evolution process happening, maybe, you know, because there was this whole thing that Miggy sort of, saying that, that he will never gain that sense of empathy that humans have, or, have any sympathy regarding the things that humans do. Yet we have Tamiya laughing, and she acknowledges it as, like, this is weird. Like, that was the first time I've ever naturally wanted to do it. So I feel like, it's very possible that Miggy can also evolve in the same way and start getting these emotions. So, I mean, it's possible he's had them for a while, but he's just refusing to sort of acknowledge it, or he just doesn't understand it enough to the point where he thinks he's not doing anything about it, but he really does. It's, there could be multiple different things. But yeah, we had Tamiya sort of at what was she? She was at like a university. She was in a lesson regarding, I think it was a class on basically like humans and what they sort of are. And I think that's, obviously she's getting information regarding everything from altruism and infanticide and stuff like that. Obviously, the whole idea behind infanticide is that, in the wild, there are certain species that will, if they're in danger, will actually toss their offspring aside as bait so that they can get away. And obviously, with Tamiya being the one that was pregnant and actually has the baby now, that's not good. So anyway, yeah. She obviously met with Shinichi after that whole thing up on the roof, and sort of she sees it as maybe, it's as them being a being that is higher, almost on in the food chain to humans. So it's almost like she was comparing it to, like, you as humans, what you see as pigs, we can see the same thing. Like, us as parasites are the humans versus you guys who are the pigs. It's just like, it's the same sort of thing. Of course, there's a lot of differences there with the whole idea that, whilst, of course, like the idea that that we as humans, we slaughter animals and stuff for the sake of food and nutrition and whatever. But as animals, they're not fully understanding of the situation that they're in, and a lot of the times with that, it can actually make it like even more sad. That generally is the whole thing with dogs and things. Like, if you're watching a movie, like, generally more often than not, you'll be more sad to see a dog die than a human, because the dog doesn't really understand what's going on, and that is what puts that sort of image in your head, is like, that's the reason why it's so sad when like an animal dies, and generally, like, more often than not, it can be more sad because of that. So yeah, there's that whole thing. And then we had Shinichi completely going off the deep end, shouting out loud, the like the human thing, like shouting out humans, and also, I killed that person, which is great. That's exactly what you want to be shouting. So yeah, it's furthering that idea that Shinichi isn't fully in control of his body or emotions. So yeah, but that is also, we're going to get into episode 15 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Alright everybody, Parasyte. So obviously this show is copyright prone, which means obviously I can't show the footage, but it is full length and it is timer based, so if you can get your own reference footage up, you can watch the whole full thing right now along with me. I'll count down, I'll say 3, 2, 1, play. As soon as I say play, hit play and you can watch the whole thing with me. Alright, so here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. Who's this? Who's that man? And like, who's... There's like another private investigator thing going on. They may be leading out of like these feeding ground things. Yep. And he just walked backwards into him. Perfect! Okay. If that guy... I don't know. Because he could be a parasite, he could not be though. Well, if that guy is, if that guy was a parasite, he's very good with sort of portraying human emotion and whatnot, so... But we don't know, because there's no proof of it yet. Something wicked this way comes. Something wicked this way comes. That same guy? It is, isn't it? Oh, it's the same fucking... I'm an idiot. That's the same private investigator, right? But he asked him to do it for him. I got you. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Bloody hell. Yeah, I was going to say it. Yeah, so this is its feeding ground then. So can this guy not sense Miggy then? No, so alright, so he does sense. I mean, I was gonna say, is he gonna stop? Like, stop what's gonna happen here? I'll just watch it happen. Oh, come on, Shinichi, you couldn't stop that! Fuck's sake! Oh, useless, man. It started on his head. A mount. Oh, nice. Still alive. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, he couldn't fucking save her, man. Why not? Why not? Because he doesn't, like, he doesn't... You just stand around and expect, like, shit that he should take the first shot, really. Oh, so this is just one of them. Yeah, now it's gonna be a fucking, yeah. It is an active war now, isn't it? Yeah, Tachikawa's why did you edit it? If Did Miggy just threaten Shinichi's dad there? Well, surely Miggy wouldn't allow him to just walk away, right? Huh. Okay. I wouldn't have thought Miggy would have allowed that guy to just walk away. What happens if it becomes more than a one-on-one, though? You know, like, I mean, if it becomes, it'll definitely come to a point where he's gonna have to fight more than one at a time, right? Well, they have to help you if your well-being's on the line. Still at this fucking stage of the relationship. Alright. So she doesn't mind if Shinichi is dead as long as his body's intact. God, guy's buff. Hmm. Oh god. 3 of them at once? Fuck. Fucking. Oh. No! Don't follow. How would you do that? How would you keep 3 of them away? Or 2 others away while you take out 1? Oh, what kind of time is that? That is the worst timing. Oh, fuck. Sick. That is the worst timing. You might have to get to a point where he's gonna have to... Okay, he's taking taxis and trains and shit. The car just pulled up. Oh no, he's gonna have to fight on his own. He's gonna have to fight without Miggy. That guy's got human emotion down right. He's just running away. What? Yeah, he's very expressive here. Maybe just be having a laugh, like having fun with it. Oh, what a face there. Yeah, I know. He's just thinking everyone could be. I thought Shinichi has a sort of sense though, right? Oh god, it's only been 4 hours. I thought Shinichi had a sense for himself because he's becoming more like Miggy, right? So I thought that he was able. Yeah, Hitched a ride. He's laughing about it and shit. Oh man. Oh. Took him a little bit to wake up. Oh shit, they're all as one. Mickey? 3 and 1. Shit. Oh man. Okay, episode 15. Damn. Alright, so that guy is a parasite, but he's 3 of them. I'm not sure that has any relevance to the fact that he's really good at portraying like human emotions and being very expressive. Because what I'm thinking is if there's 3 of them, 3 parasites in one body, then they're all sort of converge to be, you know, like it's the whole 2 brains are better than 1, or in this case 3 are better than 1, right? So I don't know, maybe if they're able to just kind of if they're able to all converge into one, maybe they're just able to, like, one could focus on human expression more, like another could focus on intelligence. I don't know, but like I feel like that could possibly be a reason as to why he's able to express so much. It's funny though. I'm wondering if he's going to be sticking around a lot more, because I find it pretty funny, to be honest. Yeah, so feeding grounds, that was the parking garage. That was one of the places. So I guess Mickey must have kept the private investigator alive, because it was sort of like a like they knew that he was using the private investigator to investigate them, so they allowed Shinichi and the private investigator to think that they didn't know, when in reality they did, just so they could keep an eye on Shinichi instead. So I guess that's probably the reason why Mickey let the private investigator go at the start of the episode. Yeah, which, you know, the private investigator's done with it. I'm surprised Mickey let him go, because I thought the whole reason's like, well, he knows. At least if he's like around and he's doing work for you, then he's close and you can deal with him that way. But if he's out on his own with this information, although I guess Mickey's probably interpreting like he's like, well, yeah, the guy has the information, but you'll just sound like a madman, I guess. But no, because there's this whole thing that, like, yeah, there's possibly parasites out there. All it takes for the private investigator to be like, yeah, Shinichi's one, and then they go investigate him, and then they'll get that information eventually. That, you know what I mean? It is a surprise that Mickey just let him go like that, you know? And also the fact that Mickey threatened Shinichi's dad. Yeah, but basically attacking that guy in the feeding grounds. Now he's at war with these like group of politicians and fucking and whatever. So yeah, it seems that like I don't know if I should call her Tamara or Tamiya now, because she's changed. I kept calling her Tamiya even though she actually changed afterwards, because that's just what I remember her as. But I guess, you know, as long as you know who I'm talking about, I guess it doesn't matter. Tamiya, she doesn't seem to mind Shinichi's as long, like, mind if Shinichi is dead, as long as the body is kept intact so she can experiment on it. Again, it's that whole thing of like just wanting to kind of see what can be done. He's an interesting experiment, and like, you know, Tamara seems like way far ahead and beyond any of them in terms of like just intrigue and intelligence, and tries to, and just seemingly trying to look more long term than short term, which is what the rest of them seem to be doing. So she's always like the most interesting Parasyte going. But yeah, Shinichi didn't. Fucking Shinichi didn't, not saving that woman. Like he gets to the point where he's like, wait, stop, and then doesn't do anything to stop it. Like that's all he does, is to take the attention away for a second, and then at that point it's like, well, you're fucking great. He didn't do anything. He didn't stop it. So I'm wondering if now, if it ever gets into that situation again, if he'll be the first one to initiate and like just not stop and try to ask questions, or, you know what I mean, just fucking say fuck it and go ahead and attack first. Because I feel like he's never been the one to attack first, right? He's always been on the defensive first and then attacked, right? So yeah. So I'm guessing we're going to have this fight with Miki next episode, and we'll see how that goes down. That seems like a fucking hard fight, because yeah, while it's technically one-on-one, it looks like it's, you know, it's still 3 parasites in one. So can they do anything? Like, I'm imagining they can do things individual of each other. And this is an interesting one now, because now it's not just a case of 2-on-1, because normally it would be with Migi and Shinichi. Now it's 3 in Migi versus 2. So it's 3 versus 2, essentially. So yeah, we'll see how that goes on. I don't have anything else to really say on that, so yeah. This show was done through as an extra on the exclusive tier Patreon, on the exclusive tier on the exclusive tier on Patreon. So yeah, if you go to my Patreon and become like an exclusive tier patron, you get access to a sort of bonus show that I'm currently reacting to. So yeah, if you're watching this now, it's probably on YouTube for the general public. It's only exclusive as far as it's airing. So once I've finished it, then it'll go on YouTube for the general public. But if it's on YouTube now, then that means there is another show over on the exclusive tier. So, you know, I'll make sure to do a video on that, on just like displaying which one it is, and yeah, and all that. But yeah, that is all. So thank you everybody for watching. In the description below, I have links to my Discord. So if you want to go over there, then I definitely urge you to do that. That is where polls and things start for future reaction shows and whatnot. So if you want to get your show on the poll and hopefully win, so I react to your show next, then that's where you want to go. Also, if you just want to come over and chat to me in the community, you're free to do that as well. And yeah, Patreon, obviously, aside from the exclusive tier which I just mentioned, there's other tiers. So the big one is early access. That's $5 a month. That means you get access to shows a week early, and you actually get 4 episodes a week as opposed to the usual 2 that the general public gets. So so if you're coming for more reactions from me more frequently, that's where you want to go. $10 a month, that's the full length. So if you want to see my full unedited reactions to all the shows I do, then that is where you want to go. Everything I react to gets a full length, so that's what you want if you want that. Yeah, exclusive tier, aside from there being a bonus show, all OVAs and all movie reactions go into there. So when I start reacting to movies and things, like My Hero 2 Heroes, for example, that'll go into there. $50, that is the elite tier. So for that, you get a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It will go to the back of the list, and I will get around to it eventually, so it might take a while. But if you want to jump the queue and go to the very front of the list, so your show gets reacted to next, then you want to get the God tier, which is $100. The only rules on those last 2 tiers are that it must be a show that I've never seen before, and it must be a show that has 150 episodes or less. And they are both accumulative, those last 2 tiers as well. So obviously with my Patreon being set up to pay monthly, if you pay the first month and you get your show on the list, and then the second month comes along, you pay again, then you actually get another choice. So every time you pay, you get a choice of a show. But that's all. So thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.